I stopped sending emails to the European Union. That was my favorite one, and actually I responded to this one, I don't remember how many times. Well, unless you want to, if you want to stop doing something from your own, just, feelings, you should do that. It's very healthy if you feel like not doing something, not to do something. Yeah, it's a good tip for life, I know. But if you're not in this situation that you really feel you want to stop that, there is no reason. I mean, there is no legal ground saying, don't do that. Does it require a bit more work? Most likely, yeah. But on the other hand, do you want to put yourself in a situation that you actually physically provide a mechanism that splits your prospect database into those non-EU and those EU? Like, if you figure how to do that, just also let me know, please, because that would solve a lot of problems. But in practice, you want to keep the flow as coherent and as simple as you can. So having the European standard sometimes is the easiest way. And remember that this is just an example, but there is always a way that some kind of loss will apply to your sending, will make it a bit more difficult, and you will have to overcome that and work with this. So yes, it's a bit of work, but presumably that's a bit of work that you'll get anywhere in the world that you will send. So there's really no reason to panic on this one. Yeah, and just a quick, because we've said about that, and I need to take the schedule. What you will may be asked for, you might be asked for very simple things, like remove data, correct them, adjust some stuffs, to basically ask about why you have it, for what reason, and stuff like this. So in most situations, people will not come to you with very super hardcore question, detailed, asking about whole business process. Physically taking into account that is your confidential information and your business know-how, no one actually should ask you about that. So when you answer to any question GDPR data processing related, think about why the person should get this information. They should get this information because, reasonably speaking, they don't know why the hell you're reaching out to them. They feel insecure with this, and they want just very plain English explanation from where you have it, and option to change their mind or just simply say, we don't like that. So the first good recommendation is do not escalate. Since you get the very first question like, hey, from where did you have your data? Do not go to your lawyer to ask about official, with stamps and signatures, and don't do that. It's just, there is no need. For most likely, the person will just get bored after a few minutes, and yeah. So the benchmark for working with any legal regulation is that you don't panic. Because with law, this is the subject matter that you'll get more opinion than on any, well, medicine is the other one. Medicine and law are those two subjects that all of us, we are all experts, we all know our shit, and we are all right, and that's the most important. So you'll get a lot of opinions, I think this, and I've heard from a cousin of my friend that they are doing this, and they get like they had a problem. Just think reasonably, because really, well, first of all, when you think about how Google or Facebook process data, wherever you do no harm. So that's the first thing, which is kind of uplifting. The second thing is that you will read a lot of interpretations that are not beneficial. You will read a lot of things that will say that you are doing all wrong. And as long as you think reasonably, there is no other lawyer or a consultant or whoever who will bring you the better solution than you have. Because with GDPR is on reliability, knowing your process and thinking about the other person's rights. It's not about complex forms, it's not about having best risk assessments, it's not about having fancy, very expensive consultations. Because trust me, I've been in almost all of these situations. I worked with companies that ended up super expensive audits and ended up with nothing. I worked with companies that started from scratches. I had the pleasure to build the whole process in here. The best way is to think why you're doing it and to think reasonably. And don't panic and don't read comments in the internet. That never helps. But that's just for GDPR and all.